Today I want to talk about the annoyance emotion of anger. It's not a nice feeling, anger, and I'm sure we can all relate to feeling angry at our children at times, feeling angry at our partners at times, feeling angry at people that have cut us off, maybe on the road, feeling angry towards work colleagues, feeling angry towards people in respect to things that they have done to us, feeling angry to paying bills or life in general. It's in '89. I landed in a rehab, and I was a really angry person, and I was continuously being confronted on my anger, and I used to react to people all the time in anger. I identified the anger stemmed from my inadequate understanding of where it derived from, and I learnt that there was something going on underneath my anger, and I didn't know, nor could I identify how to reach the real reason why I was angry. I used to blame everybody for my anger, and it was something that used to come up in me, and all you guys can relate to it, where you'd start feeling this thing build and build and build, and then bang, bang, it's out there, and it's out there ferociously. How dare you? You don't understand. All this stuff inside that I used to think was the reason why I got angry at the at incidences and other people in my life. And when I started exploring my own frustrations and my own pain and my childhood, I was able to start pinpointing this anger instead of throwing it on to everybody else and the world at large. And that's why I felt guilty after anger, because something was telling me, and I wasn't conscious of this. I only remember the guilt after the angry outbursts, that I felt bad about acting in in um, in angry ways. So I started exploring my parents, my father, how he was angry, and how I felt intimidated and threatened by him. And I started identifying and marrying up and connecting the dots that I too was becoming like the person that I didn't want to be. And I couldn't have done that if I didn't explore it and had a look at what was underneath the anger. And it's the old cliche, yeah. We don't want to become what we fear and what we see in others and other people that are close to us. So yeah, my father was a really angry guy, and a lot of his behaviours, like not caring or not taking any responsibility for his anger or what he was doing in life, and how he blamed everybody in life, and he acted the same way, where he got angry at other people, and I thought it was justifiable. But I only thought it was justifiable now looking back at it because number one, I loved him, and I too was scared of him. And that's and I went into school, acting like him, being a bully, intimidating, threatening, controlling, and I didn't like it because anger made me a very lonely person. So all this stuff started coming up for me in rehab, and the definition of anger, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is displeasure, hostility, irritation, and like feeling crossed. And they're the feelings that I used to have. So when I started looking at the pain, I was then able to identify it. There was a lot of fear associated with my anger, and a lot of blame. Oh man, I would blame everybody for it. And really, that's why I was angry. For me, I used to blame everybody for it. And living in prisons all my life, and institutions, it kind of worked within those environments where people would feel threatened by me, people would feel intimidated by me. But it was only because of the anger and the aggression, and I would have a go, I would fight, and I'd become physical. But I wasn't happy doing that. I wasn't in a happy place, nor was I a happy soul being physical, out of out of being angry, and sometimes not being angry. I used to have to get physical in other situations. So what I learnt to overcome my anger, and I did overcome it. I was taught to use I messages when I started feeling angry, instead of pushing that onto the whole world. I would start saying things like, I felt angry when when you said this to me, or I felt angry in this situation, be that in a car incident, or if you get angry with your children, or if you get angry with your boss, or if you get whoever you get angry with. And I didn't have to go to the people to tell them to heal from this. But the more I spoke to somebody about my anger, and kept up the I messages, I feel angry when you make this noise, or I feel angry when you didn't do the washing up with your partners, or and I know they're little things, but as you guys know, it is the little things that can make you really angry. And I've realised that if I didn't take stock of those little things, I wouldn't be able to overcome my anger. And I was taught to regard the small things as far as being angry. So I just kept using these. I feel anger. I feel anger when I have to pay the bills, and then I would look beyond that and understand that there's some fear in that also. And I kept it up, and I kept it up. And the other thing that helped me with anger is when it was coming up within my soul, I started trying to catch it before it got to those outbursts and those situations where I would feel guilty for what I was doing. And when I could feel it coming up the back of my throat, or through my heart, I would just concentrate on relaxing myself and really dropping my shoulders, and letting it come through my mouth, and saying things to myself. It's okay. It's okay to feel this. It's okay to feel these feelings. And that really helped. The more I could relax that feeling within my throat and in my heart and in my soul, the less reactive I become with it. I started to have more control over it by identifying that the anger was mine, number one, and identifying it as it was coming up, instead of the anger just arriving and then me being reactive to it. That really helped me a lot. And other things I used to do, I used to train and go to the gym. And I used to also, when people which I blame, which triggered reactions in me to be angry, I started looking at those people with love and having empathy for those people that were triggering my angry responses. And these are all little points: going to the gym, picking it up, identifying it, talking about it. But those little things kind of got to anger. It was the little things that I started to become aware with, not blaming people for it, going back to my childhood, going back to my parents, having a good look at it. It was all these little things amongst anger that eventually got me to a point where it wasn't there anymore. Or the more I did these little exercises, the better I was at dealing with it. And the more freer I become in it. So owning it and seeing it as my anger was paramount. Stepping back from it was huge. Identifying it and talking about it was enormous. The power I found in owning it and talking about it was so healing, so healing. If I could heal myself from the angry person that I was by these little things that I'm talking about, you have no problem doing this. None whatsoever. But it's going to take effort, and you're going to have to want to do it. And if you disregard what I'm saying, then I'm sure you'll be able to find other ways to deal with anger. But from a person that has done it, and these principles work for me, and they will work for you if you're prepared to put the effort in and search and seek your own answers. What is under this anger, and where is it coming from? And I think you owe it to yourself to do that, because being angry is not a nice place to be in life. And keep at it, and don't give up, and stay with it. Stay with talking about anger. I felt angry when this happened. I felt angry when my partner did this. I felt angry when this happened on the road. I felt angry about whatever angers you. The more you pinpoint this anger into owning the anger and taking responsibility for it is your anger, it is nobody else's, the quicker you can overcome that anger. So if you liked this little talk about how to overcome anger, a like would be good. Make a comment. Yeah, tell me about your struggle with anger, and what you went through with anger. I'd be interested to hear what happened to you with anger. And have a good day. It's a beautiful day. And take care. Look after yourselves.